I used to think that bulls were crazy, chase a red flag, and here I am now. This toxic relationship between this game and me is going to be the reason I fulfill my destiny of being a person from a civilized society. It makes me think that a murder wouldn't be that bad. Question is, why I still play it after all that I've been through. Humans have the tendency to be super competitive, they want to be the best in the world and to conquer the world. But realistically, we try to satisfy that need by doing simple daily tasks or small competitions. And video games allows us to do that without ever needing to go anywhere. But everything gets boring sooner or later. So how? Video games are so good at being competitive. And the reason is variability. It is impossible to have a game that is identical to the last game with so much things moving around and so much other factors to take into the account. It is not possible to experience same game twice. Every game is different from the last one. If you lose the last game, there is always, well, if he wasn't on that character, I would have won. Well, if I had better teammates, I would have won. Well, if I see another spammer one more time, I swear. Match to match replayability might be the reason you keep coming back to your favorite game. For me, it is Brawlhalla, a platform fighting game which at first glance looked like a fun, chill game. But believe me, it's a trap. In Brawlhalla, you play one of these characters which can have two of these weapons, and then you play on one of these maps, and there are different modes of games, but no one cares about that. All of the players are either in rank or in experimental. The ranked is for the ones who just want to feel something after that one girl left you. And believe me, you will. Every match you play is different from the last one. Even if you are completing the same objective, the constant variability, practicing your mechanical and practical skills. But there is a much less common feature in everyone's brain that exposes them to get hooked on these games. The main reason you can't get enough of getting spanked is hedonic adaptation. Hedonic adaptation is the ability that makes animal feel neutral after feeling something very positive or something very negative. Let's say you won the lottery. After some time, you will come back to neutral. Same is true as to say if you chose personality over looks and still gets played. You will learn to adapt and your emotional state will be identical to how you felt before, except your self-esteem. It's gone. It's gone. No matter what happens to you, you will always believe the situation you are in is the new norm. In Brawlhalla, you're gonna be against a new player every time. Most of the time. Some of the time. It doesn't matter if you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, because it's a different experience every time. Question is this addiction? And yes, it is. But it's okay. Because gaming will always be a small part of our life. And the chances of it taking over your whole life is minimal. And the reason these type of games will forever come and dominate the market is the one more factor. The need to keep going or wanting more in hope of it getting better. Companies like TikTok have mastered this one more factor. And they manage to hold a user and make them watch hundreds of videos in a single sitting. And that one more factor can be the reason you keep coming back, as there is a chance of the next game being a good one or at least a different one. Brawlhalla succeed in being a somewhat balanced game, and that is the reason I keep coming back to the game, thinking it was not the game's fault, it was me who was lacking in some way or another, and only if I did something sooner or something just a different, I would have won. And that feeling or that thinking is called critical thinking or self-evaluation, and it helps in improving. And it is also the same reason I love games like Elden Ring and Sekiro. The want to keep getting better and the satisfaction once you do get better. The satisfaction of winning is what is addicting to me. To wrap this up, I would say that the reason you keep coming back to your favorite competitive game can be the same reason you keep going back to your ex. The hope of somehow that it will be better this time.